Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, two of the all-time greats. Now, chances are if you've been reading comics for a long time, you've certainly heard of Stan Lee, and you've at least heard of Steve Ditko before. Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, they teamed up a long time ago, back when Marvel was first starting out. They created a little character you might have heard of called Spider-Man. So today, I'm going to be going over the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus. Quick note, this is the new version. This isn't the older version. Some of you may be asking what's different, what's new. There's nothing really different aside from the paper. This paper is thinner. So the version here, this is the new printing. It's thinner paper, it's smaller. I don't mind it. I have heard some complaints online of people saying that they don't like the new thin paper, that the new Fantastic Four Hickman Omnibus that's coming out, that the paper's so thin you can see through it. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm getting it next week. I've read Hickman's series, so I'm just going to bounce right into a review of that. But first off, this is fantastic. It's basically, this contains Amazing Fantasy number 15. That's the first appearance ever of Spider-Man. And the Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 38, annuals 1 through 2, Strange Tales annual 2, and the Fantastic Four annual number 1. So you are getting a lot of bang for your buck. I got this for about 55 bucks. It was a great buy. If you've never read these stories, this is a very, very strong seminal one. Some people would say that the John Romita era was better. It has its pluses and minuses. I personally am a fan of John Romita's art a little bit more. It kind of gave Peter Parker more weight, but that's just me. So what you're getting here is pretty much about 45, close to 50 issues of content of Stan Lee's first run. This is the first ever Spider-Man stories, and you're getting character introductions like the Scorpion, Mysterio, let's see, the Vulture. Characters like that are first introduced in this series, and they are all introduced here, so it is fantastic. Electro's even in here, so I know that a lot of fans are clamoring for, I want to know what Electro's origin is, things like that from the comic. It's in here because the new movie's coming out, so I think for $60 this is great. Again, the new paper doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it. What's really cool about this though is that it actually contains the original letter pages. The original letter pages, and also it contains the original errors inside of it, because some of the newer editions that were published in the Masterworks and things like that, they actually took out the errors and the misspelling and things like that. This has all that. They put all that stuff back. It's restored. It's back to the way it was. It's awesome. I really can't recommend this enough. Even if you have a little bit of a hint of what Spider-Man is, you've always liked the character, but you've always been interested in kind of reading how he started out, this is great. A fair warning though, this is a product of its time. It's a product of the 60s and 70s. I believe it's 60s, don't quote me on that. It's a product of its time, so some of the dialogue is a little bit outdated. It is very, 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 very wordy. Let me show you what I mean real quick. I mean, it is just thought balloon after thought balloon and words after words. It is going to take you a while to read this. Like I said, if you are a fan of the character, you've never read his origins, you've never read how the Electro and how Vulture came about, pick this up. I love it, and I can't go wrong with it. But it's second for me to the John Romita series, and I haven't reviewed that yet, but I will get to that eventually. So, love to hear back from you. Comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Bye.